Okay, lovely. So this is a mock test, all right? Now the idea of mock test, what do you think the idea of mock test is? Why do we want to do this today, do you reckon?
To practice one of the routes.
Well, we're going to go on a route, yeah, that's it. The thing is, it makes you be independent, yeah, okay, because there won't be any kind of chit chat. It'll just be like, I'll just give you directions, and it's up to you to kind of drive along then, and do what you normally do. And if you do what you normally do, everything will be fine, won't it? Yeah, okay. All right. So, so it makes you independent, okay, and also it kind of gives you a kind of idea of what the kind of stress level, if you like, is going to be like on the day. Okay. So how do you feel about the stress level? I'm sure you're a cool customer, so I'm sure it's not going to bother you. What do you reckon?
Hopefully, okay.
I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. Now on the test, what happens now, since all this kind of coronavirus, is that if you make that kind of serious mistake, then they say, okay, just that's over, then the test is over. So if it's in minute 1 or minute like 40, whatever, it's still the same. They say, right, well, that's the test over. And they'll kind of direct you then back to the test centre. Okay. So I think that we should do the same thing, really, is that when and if you make a serious mistake, then we'll say, well, okay, well, that's the test over and done with, and we can have because it isn't still a lesson, isn't it? So we can have a little chat about the mistake then. Okay. So that's probably the best way to be more realistic then to what the test is like. Okay, so that's it really. All you need to do is follow the road ahead, unless the signs say otherwise, or if I ask you to turn left or right, which I'll do in good time, hopefully. Okay. Now on the day there'll be a show me question and a tell me question. And the tell me question will be done before you set off, and the show me question will be done en route. Okay. So we should do a tell me question then. Have you been looking at the show me tell me questions?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. I mean, it's all online. You can find it all online. It's easy to find. I'll send you a link for that, where you can send it, where you can get it. You can go direct to the DVSA website and get all the questions. Also, you know, on the channel there's a video that goes through them all as well, so you can have a look at that as well. All right, so a typical show me question, or sorry, getting it wrong enough. Typical tell me question would be, tell me how you would check that the brake lights are working on the car. How would you check that?
Maybe ask someone to look while you brake.
That is absolutely correct. Yeah. Okay. So you put your foot on the brake, okay, and because you can't see around that point, you would either look in like a shop window for reflection, something like that, or you could just get someone. So you could say to me, Sean, go and have a look for me, see if they're working. Yeah. And I would just toddle off around and set that here. So that's your tell me question, and they're all kind of on that level. You know, it's not difficult. They're kind of, you can work them out really, most of them. All right. So that's fun. That's a good start, isn't it? Okay. So what we'll do now is we'll just drive on when it's safe to do so, and I'll give you directions, and then we'll see where we get to. Not all the examiners are as friendly as they but they are in around here. They are quite nice. To be fair. To be fair to them. Okay, but they're never as friendly as I am. So I'll make a few notes as we drive along. Okay.
I'm not sure if they're going to go, so I'm going to signal.
Through the window, what's he? I can open it again if you get to just say. these speed bumps are all new on this road. They've only put them in it recently, over the last week or so. But we're going to take the next road on the left, though, please.
Is it this one?
Yeah, no, so that's the school entrance, so it's the next one. I think that's I've never seen anyone go in and out of there, so I don't think they use it anymore. But okay, and at the end of the road, turn right then, please. At the end of this road, then also turn left, please. As well. And when we get to the end of this road where the traffic lights are, then I'm going to turn left again, please. So some of the examiners, they kind of make a little bit of small talk, you know, like, you know, what would you normally be doing now? Are you at college or at work, whatever, stuff like that. And some of them, they'll just be quiet and they'll just let you get on with your kind of job of the day. Some people find it distracting when they talk, and some people find it distracting when they're quiet. So it's kind of very difficult for them to get the kind of right level, really, of what's doing. So what I'll do is I'll just be quiet. I've just made a little bit of small talk there. I'll just be quiet and let you go on with it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. this road somewhere where it's safe and convenient, just pull in and park on the left there. Just where it's safe and convenient, doesn't have to be straight away. Just here, it's going to be fine. Just here will be fine. That's going to be. They're all kind of drop curves, but it is in a lay-by. Okay, good. All right, so we just come out the kind of mode of the mock test for a second or two. Okay, how do you think you're doing so far?
Okay.
No, you are doing okay. Yeah, you're doing absolutely fine. Yeah. There is one thing that you need to be aware of, really, and that's just as we kind of slowed down to pull in here. We slowed down quite early, and you know, quite a lot as well. Yeah. And we're already going quite slow for this road. Okay. So we just need to kind of pep that up a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, I was trying to find a place.
Yeah, I know you're trying to find a place to park. I know, and there wasn't any back there either, was there? Okay. Right, so no, that's fine. That's fine. Obviously, that's not going to be a big thing, or maybe, well, not today anyway. But yeah, we just need to kind of pep it up a little bit in terms of the speed and that. Okay. All right, so we'll go back to the mock test now. All right, and just drive ahead. Just drive when it's safe to do so. Pull away. take the next right, okay, and that's going to take us into Doppy's Garden Centre. Where there's a Halloween spooktacular apparently. As we move into the car park itself, if you kind of turn right into where the parking bays are, and then if you just reverse into one of the bays on the left or the right. Okay, thank you very much. Alright, so we'll drive on when you're ready. We'll kind of exit the car park. There's two ways you can go, that way or that way. It's entirely up to you. End of the road as we leave the car park or leave this place, we're going to turn left, please. So we'd normally pull you over and explain that we're going to do the independent driving part. But if you look in front of us, you can see there's a sign for Nuneaton.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow the signs for Nuneaton now for a bit, yeah? so now we're here at Nuneaton. We're going to follow the signs now for the town centre. There will be a little while before they come on. Okay, just for the town centre. Okay, so the traffic light's down now. Excuse me, I'm going to turn right. The next set of lights will turn left then, please. Yeah, the town centre signs have stopped now because we're here. Sorry. Sorry, left. And at the roundabout here, we're going to go straight ahead, taking the second exit then, please. into Beaumont Road. Just along here, if you can find a safe, convenient place to pull in and park on the left, please. Thank you. When it's safe to do so, drive on when you're ready then, please. Okay, when it's safe to do so, can you demonstrate how to open and close your door, your window, not your door, your window on your door. Thank you. Safe and convenient place to pull in and park on the left. Okay, thank you. How do you think you've done there?
Okay, I think.
Yeah, I think you've done really, really well there. Okay. Do you think you would have passed with that?
I hope so.
Yeah, hope so. Okay. On the kind of the kind of level of probability, you probably would have passed there.
Okay.
There was a couple of things though that perhaps might have let you down, and perhaps on a different day or perhaps with a different eye. You know, examiners are looking for like they're looking for a higher level than. Yeah. So kind of what do you think they were?
I'm not sure, I can't remember.
Okay, all right. Well, I've noted a few things down. See if you can remember them. Now, not all of these things would have failed you. Just a few things that I noticed as we were going
Was
around.
it the thing near Dobby's, the turn thing?
Which one? What one?
Did I go too fast?
Into the bay?
No, into the there's that archway thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not really.
Okay.
Not really. Oh, you mean the yes.
Yeah.
There's a railway bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you go under it, and then
Yeah.
there's a tight turn. Yes, you were too quick there.
Yeah.
And there was a gear fault there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And it was kind of, that was one of those things because there was lorries just around the corner, but you kind of managed to stay in your position, good position on the road, and you managed to correct your gear as well. You kind of realised that you're in the wrong gear.
Yeah.
You managed to correct
Sneaks
it.
up on you that bit.
It does a bit.
Yeah.
Well, you say it sneaks up, but there's chevrons you can see from a long way back. Yeah. Okay. So maybe that was one of those kind of 6 of one, half a dozen the other type of things. But I felt at that time that you controlled the situation quite well, and you worked your way out of it. And a lot of this test is about, you know, seeing a problem and kind of working your way out of it. And you know, if you can do that, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So I think on the balance there, I think perhaps that would have been a fault.
Okay.
Some people would have seen that as a serious fault. I don't think it was, because you were in control of the car all the time. Okay. All right. So that's one. Okay. So I'll not that. Okay. So what about? Can you think of any others?
I think that was the main one I can remember.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just as we set off, and this wouldn't have failed you. Don't get me wrong here, but we got to kind of the end of one of the roads, and there's a pedestrian waiting to cross.
Yeah.
And she just kind of walked up. The young girl. She was just kind of walked up to the edge of the road. Now she didn't step onto the road, which would have made that you had to stop.
Yeah.
So, but she waited at the curb. Okay. Because we know that you're a nice person. So on a different day, what would you have done there?
I started, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have let her cross, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you should do that on your driving test as well. Obviously, can't beckon her over. You know, have to let her make her own mind up. But on a different day, you would have let her go. And I was quite surprised that you didn't. To be honest.
Well, she kind of went for it and then she stopped, so I wasn't sure.
yeah. Okay. So I don't think that would have even been marked as a fault or anything like that. But just be aware of that. You know, just be yourself because you would have stopped and let her go normally. So just be yourself on the day. You're going to be fine. Okay, I'll give you a little tick for the traffic lights because you didn't wait for the arrow to come on when we got to the end of the road near the chip shop. I don't know if you remember that. So that was fine. That was good. And a lot of people have been waiting for that green arrow to come on. You don't have to, so that's good. What else have I written down here? Signal off Y. Okay. I'll try and remember what that was. When we did turn into Dobbies, when we did turn into that car park, you were going extreme. It said there was a little sign there that said 5 miles an hour. And you're in second gear, weren't you? And it was like 10 or 12 that you were doing. It felt like it was crawling along though. It's a long thing, so I think that's their kind of rule. Yeah, so I think you'd have been okay there. You did turn a signal off at a roundabout. I know. So there's a kind of double roundabout there. And as we came down the road, you got your position. You were following the signs for Nuneaton, and you got your position, and that was fine. Got yourself into the right-hand lane, and you went along. And then you went around the second one to go into Nuneaton, where the sign was telling you to go. And you had your signal on, and then you turned it off again. You actually did turn it off, yeah. Why did you do that?
I'm trying to remember.
Does it? I'll tell you why it's a problem. Because there was a big lorry coming down the road there, yeah. So the lorry's coming down there, and you're kind of going to go in front of him to come off of the roundabout there. But as you're going around, you've turned your indicator off. So what do you think he might think to that?
That I'm not going that way.
Not going that way, and he's likely to move on then, isn't he? Yeah. So he would have moved in front of our car. He didn't, because actually you couldn't have gone around that way. But it might have looked like you changed your mind, if you see what I'm saying. So I think what you did is you turned the indicator off because, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you know, you turned the indicator off because that was the only way that went, that kind of went the natural way that went. Am I wrong in that, or can you just can't remember?
I can't really remember.
Okay. Right. So that was a fault though. Yeah. And again, if that lorry had when you turned your indicator off, if he'd have just inched forward, that would have been it for you in terms of the driving test, definitely. Because it's a kind of misleading thing, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So maybe that's one there. Turn right. Outlights. Okay. I can't remember what that was, but it'll be on the film. Okay. All right. So on the whole, yeah. Some people would have passed you there, and some people would have said, no, that's not quite up to it. Where we stopped, when I said, oh, you need to pep it up a little bit, As you were coming up that road, then you were looking for your parking bay. You did slow down to 16 miles an hour, and it made the person behind you slow down. So that might have been another one there as well. Okay, so but after that you pepped it right up and you kept your speed right up, didn't you? So yeah, no problem there at all. All right. So all in all, I think we've had that's a mock test. So you didn't pass or fail anything today. We went on a mock test, okay? And on your first mock test, you're expected to make mistakes, aren't you? Because it's the first time you're in that kind of position. Okay. So how do you think it went in total? Give yourself a score out of 10 for that. An 8? Okay, I'll go along with that. Yeah, that's an 8, definitely. Yeah, okay. All right, so we need to make it into a 9 or a 10. Okay, brilliant. And we've still got time to do that as well. All right, good. So I'll turn this off now, shall I?